Moving forward, this one I think is really interesting. Real sickos in terms of interesting. We have Rice on the road at Tulsa, and Tulsa is a 3-point home favorite, carries an over-under of 57.5 points. Kicks off Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Quarterback Carnell Williams had one explosive game. I remember watching the first half of it against an awful Temple defense. But otherwise, he's been pretty bad. In 3 other starts this season, he has no touchdowns thrown, 5 picks, 44% completion rate. And Rice isn't nearly as bad defensively as Temple. They're not great, but they're not Temple. Preseason starting quarterback Braylon Braxton, he did return last week in the fourth quarter, but they haven't announced a starter yet, and he's missed a majority, I think pretty much all this season. I think he was in for the first game, got injured then. So, I think it does depend a little bit. If Braxton plays, he's a bit more experienced. He was the preseason starter, but Carnell Williams has been pretty bad if he's the one playing. Tulsa has 2 FBS wins this season over Temple, like I had mentioned. That's the 128th ranked per my aggregated power ratings, and over Northern Illinois, but that was thanks to a muffed kick in the fourth quarter. You're talking about post-game win expectancy. Tulsa was not expected to win that football game. They got a little bit of luck there. I'm going to be honest here, Kelly. I think I like Rice outright on the road. I know, but when I break them down, they just seem like the better team to me. JT Daniels right now, he's second in the American in passing yards, third in passer rating, third in yards per attempt. He was a former prized recruit, and now he's playing at Rice. So, of course he's doing well.
4 schools ago, he was.
Yeah, well, fair. Even in the transfer portal, I think
he was.
Was he a 4-star transfer? I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, he was.
He's definitely punching down and making the most of it. But I just think that Rice overall is just a better team in almost every phase of the game on both sides of the ball. Tulsa's the 8th worst coverage team in the country. They're bottom 25 in tackling. A big matchup, though, I like here. Safety Jace Oliver versus wide receiver Luke McCaffrey, who lines up in the slot quite a bit. Oliver is allowed under a 20 passer rating. He's 3 interceptions, giving up no touchdowns while in that slot coverage. McCaffrey, on the other hand, he's about a 75-25 split in the slot versus out wide. I'm interested to see if he gets game plan more out wide against the other Tulsa corners, because those 4 other primary defenders on Tulsa, besides Oliver, allow greater than or better than 100 passer rating when in coverage. So if I'm looking at that, I'm probably putting my best wide receiver out wide. We'll find somebody else for the slot to kind of bait Oliver out of position there. I like Rice's quarterbacks, their pass catching weapons, and their defense better. I also think they're the better coach team. So that's just kind of my assessment of that. I think I'd take Rice outright.
I made a joke, Brett. JT Daniels is at his 4th institution. This man started playing college football in 2018. It's been a minute. USC, Georgia, West Virginia, now Rice. He's well-traveled, and he has a lot of experience here, and I expect him to be a playmaker for this Rice team and in this game. This game has a watchability score of 4.4 for me. I, though, Brett, by the numbers, have Tulsa -4.5. It's a 63% win expectancy. One of my favorite Josh Pate sayings is, don't lose to food. Well, don't lose to food here, Tulsa. That's all you have to do this week. Just don't lose to food. I just love it. K-Ford rating of -6.6 and a corresponding ranking of number 93. This is the best Tulsa's predictive measures have been all season. It's due largely to the defense being power rated right now at a season best number 88. And the offense is power rated currently at a season low number 93. Rice is currently power rated number 100. They have the number 75 offense with JT Daniels there. That's good enough to be competitive in this conference, but with the defense at a lowly number 123, that is not good enough. The offenses should have the advantage on both sides of the ball, or on both sides in this one. But the Rice defense is by far the worst unit on the field by my numbers. That, plus the home field advantage, could prove to be the difference in this one. There isn't much conference championship game leverage in this one, with SMU and Tulane being the big favorites, and the winner of UTSA FAU this week primed to move into that 3rd position. But bottom line, Tulsa -4.5. It's a 37% win expectancy for Rice in this one.
So just to jump in on the home field advantage really quick. It seems to be at historic lows because players are more traveled. It's less regional. When it comes to this level of competition, and this isn't a direct dig at Tulsa, it's just a fact. They don't have a lot of people that go to their games. It's not a loud stadium. It's just not. I don't know that I factor in home field advantage as much. I didn't take out home field advantage entirely like I do with regional MAC games, because there's still factors of you have to travel, you can't sleep in your own bed, you have a different regiment, you're uncomfortable, you're in a different city. I don't know that I'm really using home field advantage to slant this one, though. I don't. Like, typically people will say, hey, account for 2.5 points or 3 points for home field advantage. If you're handicapping 2.5 points or 3 points for Tulsa at home, it may be overestimating it just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just underthinking this one, but I think Rice is a better football team. I'm going to take Rice outright for that one.
Put me on a neutral. I still got Tulsa minus 2.5. So there we go.
Yeah, for sure. Good.
That's what the model has.
2 points. I'll take 2 points. That's a fine home field advantage just for the fact of the traveling and the being uncomfortable with it. So yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. Rice outright.